Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Titan Cinema Talk, the podcast started by Gunn High School students who have a passion for film. Look forward to our upcoming segments on analyzing movies, conversing with guest speakers, and fun times for all. Today we have me, Ian, Steve, Haname, Brandon, and our first ever guest, Bennett Hardy. Welcome.
What's up?
All right, so tell us about yourself. Grade, how you got into film. How'd you get into film, man?
So I'm a sophomore, and how I got into film was pretty fun. I would. This is in the days of physical media where you'd watch DVDs all the time, and I watched the trilogy of Star Wars, like as any filmmaker should, but the original trilogy, of course. And I was like, this is so cool, and then I would just keep watching movies all the time. And my mom was having a conversation with someone, and they were like, "Yeah, he's really into movies," and she was like, "You should just do that as a career." And I was like, "You can't make movies as a career. You just watch movies." And I was like, and they were like, "No, you like can make movies." And my mind was blown. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I need to do this." And so I've loved movies ever since. Like it's tough to love movies cuz you're just like there's so much to love, but there's so much to like think about as a creator. But yeah, I'm a sophomore at Pali High School, and yeah, movies are awesome.
Who is your favorite director?
Ooh, that's tough. I kind of have like a little bit of favorite directors like every month. For the last few a little while, it's been well, he's not a director. I love Charlie Kaufman as a writer and a director. His directorial films are pretty great. Right now, I've really been into Spike Jonze. I really love his work, and he's just a cool guy. I don't know. I've seen interviews. He just seems chill. I don't know. I also really like Stanley Kubrick. There's a lot. This is a pretty loaded question. But yeah, like I love how some like one person could just make a whole or they it's a whole collaborative process, yeah. But like how they can like create the idea of the film. I think that's so impactful, you know?
Absolutely. Brandon?
Oh, do you have like a favorite film or a favorite genre?
So I don't really have a favorite film. I think like whatever just is good at the time or just something that like I can sympathize with, even if it's like a movie I can't even sympathize with, just something that's like really great. I just love great movies. But if I were to say back in the day, like when I was first getting into film, like I'd say when I was in like 3rd grade or like well, no, yeah. So back that I was really into superhero films, like really into them, like just big budget films. The X-Men movies were pretty awesome. Had yeah, but I don't know. I love all films. I've this during COVID I've really gotten into like art films and just like a lot of films that aren't really like popular per se. They're not like well, they're independent, yes, but not like independent to the level where it's like you wouldn't even see them like ever. But I want to start watching films that are just like really out there that not many people have seen, just to like not even just to say I've seen it, just to like understand more about filmmaking, you know?
Yeah, I'm there with you. Like I also like got into filmmaking because of like superhero movies, like the MCU and like the Spider-Man, uh, the original trilogy. Like those got me into movies, and now I want to like go out of my comfort zone and like look at more genres and stuff.
Totally, totally. It's weird at first because you're like, "Oh, I don't understand what's going on in this movie." And then like I keep having this goal of mine to like just start watching old movies and not watch new ones for a while, but it's so hard because it's just like a very different type of format. It's very
Yeah.
slow paced and
Hmm.
and they're great. You feel great after you watch them, but it's like a whole journey watching the movie. And it's like sometimes you just want entertainment, but I'm starting to like get there. I'm been watching this movie 8.5 Steps. I'm like halfway through it. Great film. I think it's an Italian film, but it's like you got to take your time with these movies because they're like really like that's art. Like all of these films are art. And they're just a piece of storytelling. So you got even the bad movies. You need to respect what they're doing. and it's like it's amazing. Hmm.
Are there any upcoming movies you're excited for?
Yeah, Quiet Place 2, I'm really excited for. Edgar Wright's new movie. It's a horror film, so I'm really excited for that. Um, I don't know. I don't watch trailers anymore, really. Unless like I'm on the TV, like about to watch the movie, I'm like, okay, I gotta watch the trailer. But like I've stopped because I feel like it spoils the movie. So I don't really know that many movies that are coming out. I'm 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 kind of excited to just like be on Fandango one, like on my phone once and just like see, oh, that's a sequel to that one of my favorite movies. Fine, I'll go see it. Like that's exciting. But yeah, I remember like last year or 2 years ago, I would always just be waiting for the next big release, and it like I don't really like doing that anymore because I'm either like let down with the film, or once I see it, I'm like, oh, I can't. I have no movies I need to watch right now because I've just waited so long to see this movie, where I'm just like, oh, I already watched it, so I guess I'm not into movies again for the next like week. but but yeah, there's a lot of cool ones. I don't know off the top of my head. I could just say like the Edgar Wright one and A Quiet Place 2 are my most like. I'm really excited for those. Yeah, there's no trailer. There's just photos, but the photos look fantastic. Like I Edgar Wright's directing or just his style is really cool. And like Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim, they just did a 10-year anniversary. Went to see that. It was awesome. Uh, as it always is. But like yeah, like horror, are you kidding? This is going to be fun. You know, I think it'll have elements of The World's End, which was his last movie of the Cornetto trilogy, but which was horror-esque, but it was very comedic. But yeah, like I I watched one of his videos that was 40 minutes when he was a senior in high school, and it was hilarious, and it like gave me a lot of inspiration where I was like, I want to make a stupid 40-minute high school movie that it's like super B movie level, but like I just want to do it. You know, he gave me inspiration, and that's why I really like him, because he's like also really funny. But yeah.
Nice. Uh, so what would you say is your favorite type of film to make? Because I know you've made a few short films, which are great, by
Ooh.
the way. So
um So this is tough because whenever I make a short film, I get enthralled in it, and I'm just like, oh, it needs to be good. It needs to be good, and I get really nervous. And then I realize once I make it, it's like, dude, you made something. Just be proud of that, like in its essence, but also critique your film. But my favorite movies to make are like ones that are just like questioning what we're doing with our time, or just like what's going on with like our lives. So I'd say like the one, my second short that I made, where it was about just me being like being a slacker and just like not doing my work, was pretty hard to make. Just it was like I had a blast making it, but it was just like hard because it was just being pretty truthful. And then the one where I like have a conversation with my phone, um that one I had such a good time with that one, because I had that idea like freshman year, and I was like, how am I gonna do that? And then I was just like, wait, I should film it outside. That would look really cool. And then pieces started pulling together, and I had a blast. You know, like it's stressful for sure, but once you're done with the product, you're overcome with joy, and you're like, let's go, I made it. Now to edit. You know, it's like it's a bunch of steps. You know, people you don't notice if you're not really into film, but it's a whole journey just to make the film. Like
yeah,
I keep saying journey because you're just growing from it, you know, just from the movies, from making the movies. It's pretty it's intense. It's awesome.
nice. Well, Bennett, thank you again for being here, and you're gonna join us on our first ever film review on this show, Godzilla versus Kong. We actually did an episode about this. I think it was our first episode where we talked about the film. It was before it came out. We were talking about who we were rooting for, how the film turned out, and now pretty much all of us here have seen it. So let's talk about it. So Bennett, first off, our guest, what do you think? And we're sorry, once again, spoiler warning. We're gonna talk
Oh,
spoilers, okay? So
spoiler warning. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't like the movie. I I just I watched King of Monsters, pretty good. I just had a fun time. It was one of those like Transformers-esque films. But like I've kind of just I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought there was too much of the mythos. And this was recently coming off of watching the 1960s. I watched some of the 1960s. I didn't finish it, sorry. But after watching some of the 1960s version, and it's like there's barely any character like people. They just focus on like people getting out of there and like an actual monster. And for this one, I think they just like they focused way too much on the mythos and then had like popular actors in it. And I just did not enjoy it. It felt too like blockbustery for me, and and also it really made me mad how no one won. It was just like it did like a Batman versus Superman where it's just like now at the end there's another bad guy and it's like what like we want to see Godzilla versus Kong, not Godzilla and Kong versus this other guy, So I don't know, didn't have a great time, but there were that one scene when they were in the city and fighting. That was the best part because that's what they
Yeah.
like told us we were gonna watch, Godzilla versus Kong. But yeah, I remember sitting in the movie and I was like, I don't know what's going on, and I watched the last movie. I was like, what? Why is Kong over here? Like, what's with the like? They didn't. It just like was like, okay, we're gonna put you guys in this situation as a viewer, and you're not. You're just. It reminded me of Tenet, but like at least Tenet like kind of it didn't explain it fully, but it was just like, okay, just go on for the ride and you might understand it. For this, it's just like introducing new things that like if you're not a huge like monster like film guy, you wouldn't understand. And I'm not a huge one. So I was pretty disappointed, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, I feel like well, I haven't seen uh the the older films, but I have seen King of the Monsters, and yeah, it seems like for the new franchise, based on how you describe the older films, they do go a lot more character based, which I kind of get, but like I feel like that's not really completely necessary. It's about the monster. The monster is the character we came here to see. So I definitely see what you mean with that. But I gotta be honest, I liked it. I thought the film was fine. I thought um yeah, there were definitely some things that were kind of weird, and they kind of went all over the place sometimes, but I thought for the most part it was fine. I felt like we got we got two fairly long fights, which I thought were fine. I do see what you mean about like yeah, there ended up being a common enemy. I think actually, Steve, I think you called that right in the first episode, or someone did. I'm sorry.
I
Someone.
did.
Oh, my
I
bad.
did.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's gonna be like a draw thing because they're both really Godzilla and Kong are really big franchises, and I don't think they would gonna ruin that with like, oh, one person's gonna win or like one Godzilla or Kong's gonna win like a split cut. It's gonna be something where someone comes in and just now they have to verse that person kind of thing.
You know what I really hate is that how they showed Mechagodzilla in the trailer. Like they try to do it like
Oh
so
yeah.
it's, they try to hide him, but they clearly kind of just show him, which I kind of hated.
Yeah, it was like one of the first
Yeah,
shots.
like
It was one of
if
the
they
first
kept that out of
shots.
the trailer and I didn't know he was going to be in the film, then yeah, I would have been probably more satisfied with the film. But I overall I actually enjoyed it for a monster film. Yeah, they did focus on that one group of characters at the apex base, which I thought was really pointless. But I think it was okay with the Kong, uh, the people of Kong, honestly. And I think I really like how they showed Kong as like a character in the movie, more than like
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
because in like 2014 Godzilla wasn't really a main character. It's more like he was just there, and like the main characters just had to deal with him.
Yeah, I really liked the first one. I didn't like it at first because they did Bryan Cranston dirty, but I'd say like the first one I thought was really grounded. and I liked how like it was it was it was very like um it felt like a war movie, where they're like, oh my gosh, Kong's there, and you barely got to see him, and I thought that was like really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone has their opinions, like that's why I love movies. And if you like the that's cool that like you like the movie, I don't, so um yeah, like uh, the whole saga though I think's pretty good. Like I like the Kong, the first one. But yeah, like I can't wait to see where it goes from here. There's a lot that can go on.
Oh yeah, they apparently announced that there might be more films. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I mean, they got a lot of there's a lot of monsters out there in this like whole big franchise, not just like this recent MonsterVerse. But we'll see what happens. So
I greatly enjoyed like the visuals of it. Um, I know there was the part when they were fighting in Tokyo, and it was like the lights as well as they were like fighting was very really cool to me.
it's like Neon City or something like
Yeah,
that, I think.
yeah, exactly. And also like the fact where it was, how it was about like Mecha Godzilla and they were making it, and the whole like explosion killing the villains. I was like, yes, let's just go into the fight already.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, yeah, the part of Neon City was my favorite part as well.
Hmm.
And I love the visuals. The VFX was really really good, really solid. So
Oh, the what was it? What do you call it? The distorted world, like the world.
Was it Hollow something?
Hollow
Yeah,
Earth.
Hollow Earth. Yeah, Hollow Earth.
Oh, Hollow Earth. Yeah, the overall the shot was pretty good, and then CGI was pretty decent.
That was impressive. Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Um I thought that like I wish I knew more about that because I remember watching it and I was like, okay, this is really cool. I want to see something go on here. Cuz like I remember I was in the theater and I was like, he's probably going to jump up and like he's going to switch gravity. If you know what I mean. If you've seen the movie, you
Hmm.
know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about. And that's what happened. I was like, okay, that's so cool. Like I was super excited. I was like, oh, all right, they're just playing with their world and I think that's brilliant. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
oh
You
yeah.
just have especially with a Godzilla versus Kong movie, you're supposed to
Yeah.
have fun. So I thought that was really fun.
I think just overall, I underestimated the movie a lot because of Batman versus Superman. Like the overall
Yeah.
it wasn't clear like who won, I believe, and also it was like a bit boring, in my opinion. But so I thought it would be similar, Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong. But I mean, I think there was a clear winner, which I believe it was Godzilla in that Neon City fight, and yeah, I think it was pretty good, and because I underestimated it a lot.
Yeah. So who are you guys rooting for? Like before you saw the movie, who are you rooting for?
I think you already know who I rooted for already. Um,
I didn't really root anyone. Just like I just expected them to draw.
yeah, exactly. It was just like, um, you know, two two major franchises. I don't think they would have one clear winner. So then who are they gonna sell the merch to? No, just saying. Um, I just think that it would be, yeah, similar to like Batman, Superman kind of thing, where they would have um another like known enemy, right, to go and fight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that because of the trailer. That's why I had low expectations for it. But the fight scenes were really good, so that's kind of what carried it for me.
How about you, Ian? I thought didn't you say like Kong was gonna win?
Yeah, I was rooting for Kong on this one. I was really hoping that at least he would. I know. I mean, it's versus Godzilla. I mean, like Godzilla's a beast. He has his atomic breath as well. So I thought, like, I thought he had a chance. I thought he had a fair chance, and he kind of did. He had his moments during the fight, which was good. But of course, or it didn't turn out to be his day, which is fine. It's fine. I get it. But yeah, good fight though. Good fight. So going around, like, out of 10, what do you all think? For me, honestly, I think like 8. 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna say a 3. Sorry.
Eight.
Yeah, I would say 8. 8 out of 10.
Me too.
All right. Well, moving on. So the Oscars. So the Oscars were last Sunday, and it was pretty interesting. They had they definitely had a different vibe. They changed the location. Um, Obviously, there were a lot less people because of the whole the pandemic that we are in. Um, I kind of like what they did. I thought it was fine. I thought the award show overall was fine. I was expecting a little more, I guess, uh, entertainment, because I know, like, in past years, like, or if they're presenting an award, they would do something fun or something. But they just kind of had like this guess if that song was a Oscar winner or something like that. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did like 3 people.
yeah. Andrew Day, Daniel Kaluuya, and Glenn Close. Uh, so, but yeah, overall, I thought it was fine.
I like the shots. Like, it looked like
Oh
I was
yeah.
watching a movie.
Like when they're speaking, it's like
No, like, yeah, the I guess like the entire Oscars. You know how it was I don't know what ratio that is, the aspect ratio, but that, and to put some filtering as well. So that was pretty interesting to see because they've never done that. So yeah, but overall it was just a bit boring, I guess, because but yeah, like what Ian said, there wasn't really an entertainment.
it wasn't as energetic.
Yeah, yeah, it was quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, just felt like any other kind of award show
It was
in
like a
some
little
ways.
nice like private dinner kind of vibe.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. All right, for the winners, Nomadland. I think that won the most Oscars that night, or at least the main ones. Best Picture, of course. Best Director, Chloe Zhao, and Best Actress, Frances McDormand. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, I haven't seen this one. It's definitely on my list, but yeah, I know it won um, Best Drama during the Golden Globes, so I was thinking that yeah, this is definitely on the road to win Best Picture if it won that, because that's usually what can happen. So yeah, definitely want to see this movie, especially now. So I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie yet. First time I heard about it was the Golden Globes, because the director won, I think, and I heard it's like a documentary kind of style film, so
Hmm.
it's really interesting. And yeah, I definitely will watch this in the future.
Nice. Frances McDormand. She got to speak twice. Once during the announcement of Best Picture, after Nomadland won, and once, of course, for her Best Actress speech. She had some interesting speeches. What did you guys say if you've seen it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was interesting.
I know for Best Picture. Well, she started off by saying, take your friends and family or something like that to the movie theater and watch all these movies that were nominated tonight. And then she like dedicated the award to the wolves, and then howled like a wolf.
Yes.
That was very weird.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely was.
For people who watched it, they probably understand, but people who did not watch it probably weirded out.
Yeah, I
Isn't that
remember.
her like third Oscars? Third?
Yeah, it is. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
knew
Uh,
she won
Like
for 3 billboards back in 2018.
hmm.
yeah, like her like acceptance speech was. I remember it was pretty short.
Oh yeah.
Am I correct? Yeah.
She
So
said I have nothing really to say, and it just left it.
yeah. So I
Kind
was
of like
like,
that.
oh. Well, she won 3 Oscars, so
Yeah.
guess makes sense.
It's easy to run out of things to say and keep winning. So,
Yeah.
all right, Judas and the Black Messiah. That got Best Supporting Actor Daniel Kaluuya and Best Song "Fight for You" by her. I called this one actually, not the best song, but Best Supporting Actor. I called this. I'm really happy I was right because Daniel Kaluuya was amazing, and he definitely did deserve that Oscar. Absolutely, I think his performance was probably um, my favorite of this year so far. Besides Who's Ahmed in Sound of Metal, and he also had an interesting speech, or at least an interesting ending to his
Yeah.
speech
It was
as
good
well.
until the very end.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
Just had to
that
leave it
was
that. Interesting.
yeah. I don't know if can we say it? Are
No.
we allowed?
no.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
don't
we
think we
I
can.
could
don't think
say
so.
what he said,
Don't think so.
but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it. But you can go you go ahead and look it up for yourself. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of funny to see his mom's reaction because his mom
Yeah.
and his
Yes,
sister were
very
there too,
weird. You're like,
and
no. Did he say
Probably weren't
that?
happy about that.
yeah,
Yeah, I watched this film. I really liked it. My sister put it on TV. I was like, oh, I'll just watch this. And it's cool because it technically follows Fred Hampton. Well, it's about Fred Hampton, but it's perspective of what's it called?
he was like an informant, I think.
Oh, Bill O'Neill, right?
Yeah, played
Yeah.
by Lakeith
So he's
Stanfield.
technically a supporting actor.
Yeah, they both were. So I actually
Yeah.
never really seen that before because it seemed like he would be a little closer to a lead, but I see what they mean because they were, they both
They're like
had like a good
both
amount of
leads,
screen time.
but yeah, yeah.
So
I've seen it too. It's tough. It's a tough movie.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. I like the shots are well conceived. I think the story just it's tough to make a true story film. Like especially with the subject matter. It was really hard to watch. Just I was really sad like the whole way through. Me and my brother were just like talking at the end, like arguing like the justification of the guy like at the end. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was I don't know, with these movies, I never like think of them as like my favorite movies because I always at the end I get really like sad about like what's going on and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, these are real people. This is horrible." But I thought the movie was fantastic. Daniel Kaluuya is one of my favorite actors. Lakeith Steinfeld, he's one of my favorite actors. watch Atlanta. That's all I got to say. But I love the movie. It was the I finally heard the song for the first time. I think it was in the movie. I can't remember really, but we saw it in class a little while ago, and it was fantastic song. But yeah, the movie's pretty tough. Great movie though. I Jesse Plemons, he's also great in it. Great cast.
Yeah, the song was really good. They played at the end credits as well, and they used the first part of the song as like the main theme.
Yeah, it reminded me of Tenet, how Tenet used that one Travis Scott song that they both made, The Plan. I like how movies do that, where they get an artist to make a song off the theme of the movie. And I'm like, that is cool. That is like collaboration at its best. That's just awesome.
I absolutely love this film. This was probably one of my favorites this year so far. And Daniel Kaluuya, that was probably my favorite performance of this year so far. So I was really hoping he'd get the Oscar for this, and he did. So I'm glad he did. And that was his first one, right? Because I know he was nominated for Get Out, and unfortunately he didn't win that one. So, but yeah, I'm really glad that he won. And for me, yeah, I was also surprised that it was based on true events because I don't, to be honest, I don't really know much about the Black Panther Party, but I was glad that I this film taught you some more about what they do because in some ways it feels like they're kind of shown as threatening in a way because like one of the first stories I heard about them was that um, I think they went like a specific group um, in an area went to I believe it was City Hall or something, and they brought their firearms, which made the NRA pretty nervous or something like that. But that was pretty much the only thing I learned, and I'm glad I got to learn more about like what they were doing for kids with giving them breakfast and helping people with free healthcare, and they're kind of like uniting everyone.
Yeah, that's like the great thing about film and how like it takes stories that not a lot of people know about and it just kind of puts it out there and teaches everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fred Hampton, I wish I kind of learned about him a while ago because
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it because I kind of went into it in the last episode of the Runaway to Oscars. But yeah, I feel like we need to learn a little more about other people who we don't really learn about in history. You know, it just feels kind of
Hmm.
repetitive at times. But yeah, great film overall. Really great film. So okay, Mank. This won best cinematography and best production design. I did see this one.
This
Any
one's
of
in
you
black
seen
and
it?
white, right?
Yeah, yeah. This was directed by David Fincher, kind of a period piece film. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. It didn't. I feel like it didn't really win a lot of awards in the past, but I'm glad it did win some Oscars that night. Definitely for cinematography, because I love some of the shots they did in this movie. So, and the production, of course, the production design was great. It really felt like you were kind of peering through like a window, looking at the past. So, really good, really good film. I'm glad it won some Oscars. So, all right. Next is Minari, which won Best Supporting Actress. I haven't seen this film, but it's on my list. It's A24. I love A24. So, or who here has seen it and can talk about it?
I've seen Minari. A24 is definitely one of the best. I wouldn't say studios, but companies right now making films. Yeah, Minari's a great movie. It has the performances are really great. I'm not a huge fan of child performances in film, but the kids in this movie are really good. Yeah, this movie, like with most Oscar films, they're just like kind of sad, and this one's definitely one of those where you're just watching it and you just feel for the characters, and you're like, oh, this is a horrible situation, but they're trying. You know, the whole point of the movie is like pushing for success and like going with your gut, but it's also like a really tough position if someone else like is trying to do that as well, but in a different light. You know, with the family, and I think the way the movie just centers around the whole family is really just it was well conceived. The person that won best supporting definitely deserved it. She killed it in this movie. Definitely had a bunch of laughs, even though you wouldn't think with this type of film, you would laugh. But yeah, this is a great movie. It's my favorite movie of last year, I'd say, because just it was really original, but also like very heartfelt and realistic in its approach of just to family and like caring for each other, but also going for your dreams. But yeah, I had a blast. I actually wanted Stephen Yeun to win really bad. I knew he wasn't, but I was just like I was going for him because I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, and he was my favorite character. So I was just like, please win, please win. But I guess not. It's okay. No worries. But yeah, the movie's fantastic. I definitely suggest it if you haven't seen it. Like you'll watch it in like the night when you're like for movie night. I feel like it's a great movie, and it's PG-13, so anyone could see it. You know, like maybe if you're like 5, I guess not, but like it's not too inappropriate. It's a really great movie.
I mean, it was kind of. I think I said it last, or I sort of expected like her to win because of first of all her like acting um was like was really good in the movie, and second well, yeah, honestly, it might sound biased because Minari was the only film that I watched out of all the candidates, but from what I know, like her acting was great. I don't know what else to say, but I guess like one thing I remember um, from Oscars is some interviewer asking her, "What does Brad Pitt smell like?"
Oh,
And
someone
that's
asked her
kind of
that?
issue.
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, they asked that, so everyone on the internet went, and they were pretty mad. I mean,
Understandable.
sort of a disrespectful question
Yeah,
and
that's kind
weird.
of creepy.
Yeah, that would random.
Yeah, but I think she responded with a pretty good response. She said like, "No, I'm not a dog."
Yeah. Yeah, you
So
actually did.
Yeah.
That's a good response.
yeah,
Yeah, the media shaped it like she was fangirling on Brad Pitt.
but yeah, but that wasn't the case. It's just
Yeah.
Brad Pitt was one of the producer, or was he the
Yeah.
producer? Yeah, he was
Executive
doing the
producer.
funding. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it's just she never saw him in the during the filming process, so that's why she said that in the beginning of her speech. But I
Yeah.
don't know why. Yeah,
She asked Brad Pitt like, "Will you come to like
I finally met you,
yeah."
because she'd never seen her in the set, even though he's one of the producers, and I don't know why people thought she was fangirling.
Yeah,
That's
actually, personally, I actually thought that she was as well. Like, I thought, she wanted to meet him for a while or something. Because, yeah, like Brandon was said, they kind of made it seem like that's that's what was happening, especially with the audience's reaction as well.
Yeah. Cuz without
I
the
guess.
context, it kind
Yeah.
of yeah.
Yeah, yeah, out of context.
Yeah, but she said in the beginning of her acceptance speech, saying, "Why weren't you there uh, during the filming?" Which kind of shows that like he's part of it in some way. That's just what I thought. So like that question's weird to ask, even if she was fangirling, right?
Hmm.
Yes. So we have, yeah, The Father, which got Best Actor Anthony Hopkins. This was definitely kind of controversial because, um, of course, the late Chadwick Boseman.
Oh wait, sorry. I had a question. It's
Oh,
related
go
to
ahead.
the best actor. So usually they announce the best picture at the end of the Oscar, but why did they switch the order? They announced the best picture and then best actress and then best actor. Why did
That
is there a
was
reason
weird.
why they
I'm
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure,
Yeah, that was
but
kind of odd because they've been
yeah.
doing it.
Hmm.
They've been announcing best
I
picture
have a
at the end.
feeling that they're trying to hype up the best actor, um, because
Yeah,
everyone
and
was
so
trying to root for Chadwick Boseman.
yeah, that's what I
Because
expected.
yeah,
Oh, they're probably announcing that Chadwick Boseman won at the end
yeah,
to
but it wasn't.
uh
And Anthony
recognize him,
Hopkins
but
wasn't even there, which was like such a bitter ending. Because
yeah, that's yeah.
it was weird. Yeah, it's like he's not here. Like okay, that's it. Like, oh,
Yeah, definitely.
Should we move on to the next category
All right. Uh,
or next
as I
film?
said before, The
You would say?
Father, Best Actor, Anthony Hopkins. Um, yeah, this was definitely controversial because the late Chadwick Boseman was also nominated, and it seemed like uh, I know a lot of people wanted him to win. Yeah, I was kind of rooting for him. I was also rooting for Riz Ahmed as well because I know he was great. I was thinking like either him or Chadwick, um, but you know Anthony Hopkins apparently like really carried the movie pretty well. And he's Anthony Hopkins. He's a great actor. So, and he also paid tribute to him in a video he posted to social media.
yeah.
I believe, like, I think the next day after, because he was not attending the awards show. So, uh, I know the family of Chadwick also put out a statement um, that said, uh, it's okay, and he wasn't really that big into the Oscars anyway. Which is fine because it's not. To be honest, it's not making movies and acting. That's not really fully about the Oscars, right? It's just about making a film. So I see what he means. Okay, next up, Promising Young Woman. That won Best Original Screenplay from Emerald Fennell, who also directed the film. Has anyone here seen it?
I've seen it. It's a great movie, or it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I definitely think it deserved the award. Um, the script was great. Little formulaic, I think, but like I enjoyed like what they did with the editing. I think it had really great editing.
Nice. Okay, Sound of Metal. I saw this one. I absolutely loved it, and I was really hoping that it would win Best Sound and Best Actor, but of course, it didn't happen. But that's all right. And it also won Best Film Editing, uh, and I think it deserved that too. Actually, it's really great. Like overall, first off, the sound, like the what they were doing with the sound was so creative, and it's nothing I've ever seen in a film before. So I'm really glad that it won that award, at least.
Yeah, I really wanted to see it, so I'm kind of sad I didn't get to see it before Oscars, but I need to still watch it.
All right. And next up, we have Soul. think most of you guys have seen this, and it got best animated feature and best score. Both were definitely deserved. Great film, amazing music, really good animation. It's Pixar, so they rarely miss. Honestly, I don't think they have missed at all. So
I thought this film was really interesting. How it went, uh, like kind of beyond. It was kind of like risky because it was like Pixar is kind of like for children. This one kind of was like felt like it was more for like older people because it was really deep and more into like uh, the meaning of life. And I feel like
yeah,
as a
the afterlife.
yeah, I feel like as a kid watching this, it won't like be as impactful as it if unless you're like a little bit more older, I guess.
Yeah, I actually talked with my sibling about the animated about Soul. She thought my sister thought Onward was better in her perspective because Onward seemed like it was focusing more on children, like everything was straightforward, like the movie in general. Like it's like they saved the day at the end of they saved the day. It's something like that. It's like just like typical animation. But Soul in the other case, it's a bit just like what Brandon said, it's a bit difficult to understand as a child because I mean the overall story talks about finding whether you should choose your dream or continuing the safe path. So, but I still thought Soul was better, in my opinion. Onward was great, but I just thought Soul was better because I could relate to it, and also it was jazz, and
Yeah.
I like jazz, so
Yeah. I'd say like the ambiguity of the film, like where you're just like you don't really know what is going on per se. Like you understand he's trying to get back to his life, but you see like life after death and he's blown away. I think a big part of that was like interesting for people that are growing up now because it's like you realize, well, we don't have that like we are gonna live, but we're also gonna die later on. And I love how that film, like how a Pixar film just shows that, how it's like there is an end and you just got to be like, you got to live life to the fullest. I thought that was really cool how Pixar was just like, they just continue to surprise, I love Pixar.
Yeah, me too. And they have a. I know their next film is coming out, I believe, in June or July, called Luca. That one seemed really interesting as well.
Oh yeah, they released
It's-
the teaser for that recently.
It looks great.
Mhm.
It is really original. Like I think they're fish people, and then and then they like go on to
Yeah.
go to like some random like town, and they're like, "Whoa, we cannot be fish people anymore. We're humans," and like they're just like it looks pretty fun. I don't know. I Pixar, like, even if you don't like the movie, there's always something to like about the movie. You know what I mean? Like even Cars
Yeah.
2. I'm gonna be honest. Like I, it's not my favorite, but I thought they took a risk with cars being spies. Might have not paid off, but 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 you gotta admit they took a risk. They also went to like different countries and there was like a whole weird scene about like Mater peeing. I don't know. It's the movie's like interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they were just like, hey, in 10 years we'll do Soul. This is okay. This is the one where we get to laugh about. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for Soul, it's more of you kind of have to watch it again to understand like where um I believe it was like where 22 was like, "Oh no, I wanted to do this and enjoy kind of life and stuff." And he was like, "No, I have to keep on doing my career." And that was like the main focus. And then when it flips over and you see like the actions you realize, oh, he has to enjoy his life more. Like now you see different perspectives. That's what I really liked about the film, because it wasn't just like a one perspective. Everyone's like, we have this journey that we have to do. It was like there's different snippets of that journey that is taken into consideration, and you just have to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I watched this. I think back around the time it first came out, and this is of course a movie that had Chadwick Boseman. I think it was like basically his last live action performance, and he was nominated for Best Actor, and he was great. He was really good in the He was really good in the movie. He was great, and Viola Davis was nominated for Best Actress in the movie as well, and she was amazing. And they won Best Hair and Makeup and Best Costume Design, which I definitely think was deserved because it they looked great. I know I forgot like what time it takes place during. It's like I think early. I want to say 50s, but I could definitely be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Uh, but yeah, I see why they won because it looked really good, and the movie was really great. It was I know it's based on a play, so it had a very limiting, um, it had very limited settings, where it would take long scenes in just like maybe two or three rooms, and I mean to be honest, for me, uh, I didn't love it for those parts because I kind of wanted a little more. But I see why, because it was based on a play, which I didn't know before, but I see why they did that, and I thought overall it was a pretty solid film. So, all right, moving on. Um, Best international film was Another Round. I don't know if anyone here has seen it. I haven't seen it either, but I heard about it. That was like the only international film that I had heard about, and then I was thinking, oh, this probably will get the Oscar because that was probably the most popular of them. And they're apparently making an American remake of it, possibly with Leonardo DiCaprio. Uh, I know some of you have heard about this. What do you guys think?
Oh, is this the Mads Mikkelsen film? I wanted to watch this so bad. I didn't even know it won an Oscar or anything. I was on Apple TV the other day. I saw the trailer and I was like, "This looks fantastic." My brother, he's not even a huge movie guy. He was sitting next to me. He was like, "Dude, we need to watch that. That looks so fun." Like it looked crazy. I need. They're making America, but it's like I just that looks like a fun movie to watch. I wanted to watch it. Now I need to watch it, but yeah, it looked the trailer. I can't say too much about the film because I just saw the trailer, but for what I saw, it looked super creative and like just like an interesting time. I don't know if it's like happy or sad, but definitely interesting.
I think I saw I think this is probably the most famous scene, but there's a little bit of dancing in it. Uh, so it seemed kind of cheery, but from what he said in his speech, uh, it might be a little darker, maybe. I'm not sure, but I'll I'll see when I watch it because I'm also hyped to see it. So
Yeah, we can maybe predict that it's a little dark based on like the
yes,
subject matter, right? Because they're
yes,
drinking, and it's like yeah, it's I think I don't know. It might be like a fun movie. Might be like something like a comedic like film, but I'm thinking it's like showing that it's fun and then when you see it, it's dark, but it's anywhere. We haven't seen it, but that's why I'm excited cuz we all haven't seen it. So we're just like predicting what it's going to be. So it's like it's kind of cool.
definitely. Okay, Tenet, that one best visual effects. there weren't a lot of movies that had like big visual effects stuff. So um, I kind of see why this one. Actually, I watched this one last night for the first time because I'd been wanting to see it for a while. But
Really? What'd you think?
I, wow, okay. Without giving too much away, that was probably the second most confusing movie I've seen.
Wait, what was the
Uh,
first confusing movie?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
great movie. Great
Yeah,
movie.
I
good
can see why.
movie, great visuals and everything. But
I don't know
like
what's happening.
close to the ending, I was just completely lost. But I'm gonna watch it again and try to figure it out. But for Tenet, I think I really did enjoy this, and it was very, of course, well made. It's Christopher Nolan, and actually immediately from the first scene and from the first shot, I was like, yeah, this is a Christopher Nolan film. This is really great. It was really great,
I
and
love the score in the in
yes,
Tenet.
Ludwig Göransson, I
Yeah,
believe his name is.
Kills it with the
I was
He
score.
might be
watching
my
this in a movie
favorite
theater.
composer.
Yeah. I saw it in the theaters too.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh,
so
that
cool.
Dude,
must have been
Yeah.
crazy.
it was so
It was
loud.
great.
Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like hurting my ears at first, so it took me to adjust. But I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I kind of I kind of understood it in the middle. They'd like do this little part where it's like it kind of like shows you like what I didn't like about the movie is that at the beginning, well, it's kind of like I like it and I don't like it. So at first I didn't like it because you had no idea what was going on. But then in the middle they do this thing where you're like, "Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, okay, I understand."
Yeah,
And then like so I was kind of hyped that like I didn't like the first part so that I could like the first part in the future. I've never had an experience where it's like, nah, the first act was so bad. And then when I see like when I get to another point in the movie,
Mhm.
I'm like, wait, the first act was awesome. Like I understood. But yeah, I think I was listening to the score like at by myself like biking and I was like, oh my gosh, I might bike too fast right now because this is going like this score is too crazy. Like it's a great movie. The effects I love. Christopher Nolan's approach to just practical effects. I love it.
Yeah,
They like there's an airplane scene. It's
oh
in the
my
trailer,
yeah, that
but
was
gosh.
insane.
holy cow, that is insane. They drove an airplane into like a building. Like whole what the heck? Like it's impressive. You know it's just like it's movie magic. You know at its finest. But yeah, great movie.
All right, and best short film, Two Distant Strangers. I
Yeah,
haven't seen this one, but there's been this video going around online because there's another short film called I believe Groundhog Day for a Black Man, which was directed by this other woman, and it's about basically the same thing as Two Distant Strangers, where um, it's a black man, who wakes up every day and he tries to avoid getting killed by a
yeah,
policeman. Uh, yeah. So for the first woman's film, I had seen it like a few years ago, and I remember enjoying it. Because uh, it was a very interesting premise, and it's just it's kind of like a lot of what's been, especially with what's been happening, like in this past, or honestly for a long time now, but like especially in this past like year and a half, with all the things going on with George Floyd and um, some others who unfortunately were killed by police.
yeah,
So
yeah. The
yeah,
director
but
of Groundhog Day for a Black Man, Cynthia Cao, uh, posted a TikTok, talking about. Yeah, I think that's where she first posted it. She's basically saying how now this, which is like I think it's a news uh company. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it I think it
yeah.
is.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so after I think a month after the killing of George Floyd, they wanted to use her film to express uh, basically show like what's going on in the world, and and she allowed that. Uh, and apparently, Two Distant Strangers, I think, forgot what I think it was produced, or no, in association with Now This. So that's kind of what like confirmed that they basically just stole her idea. Yeah, like
I saw the short. Um, I didn't know that it was copied until this afternoon, actually, because my brother was like, "Have you seen the Joey Badass movie?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's great." And he was like, "Dude, they copied it." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I thought it was so original, and I loved it." I was like, I was having a like. Of course, I didn't like love the subject matter, but I loved the movie like for what it was, and I was like, "This is so original." And then to hear that it was copied really just made me sad because it's just like, oh, come on. Like you're not even giving the people that actually wrote the film like credits too. That's the that's what got me like sad because they didn't even give the original creators like credit. And that was crazy to me. I was like, that's just like, how do you think you're going to get away with this? And they kind of did. They won the Oscar. So, congrats guys. Like, holy cow, you know.
Uh, well, overall, that was our Oscars talk. Overall, I think it went pretty well for the most part. I mean, the Oscars show, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next year. I know it's gonna be, especially with the pandemic and stuff. Things might be better next year. I think it's definitely possible that things can get like a lot closer to normal. So I'm wondering like what they're gonna do because of course, like I was saying earlier, it was a different vibe and a different setting with all of this for this year. So we'll see what happens next year. Can't wait to see what films come out as well. So
May is crazy with movies. I think May and June. Have you seen like Quiet Place 2 is
oh
back.
yeah,
Fast and Furious is back. Like all these like big budget movies are just like, fine, we'll put it out in the summer. I don't care. And like they're giving like no time for like or not production for marketing, you know, and they're just like, we're just going to put these movies out there. We're going to try to have the movie going experience back again, and they're just putting out like million-dollar films just like easy this summer. And I knew this was going to happen from last year. I was like, once COVID's going down a little bit, I'm gonna have a blast at the theaters because I'm gonna just be watching a like insane movie after every week, you know. So I got to get like AMC Movie Pass, but I'm excited, you know. Like Quiet Place 2. This is a little snippet of a story, but I got tickets for it, and right before COVID happened, I was like, please don't cancel, please don't cancel. Let's wait another week. Let's wait another week so I could see A Quiet Place 2. And the Thursday, it was just like, nope, the movie's canceled. Like the day I was gonna see the movie because I was going to a double feature, and it's like, yeah, I do feel like there's like a new normal, of course. Like even this stuff, you know, like just discussing stuff on the internet, like that, like podcasts were a thing before, but now they're like, it's like a really new medium, you know, because everyone's doing it. But it's exciting, you know. It's some hope we needed, you know, especially in the film industry
definitely.
because we've been in a place where it's like, all right, now we need to do stuff, you know, as creators, like, oh, we need to make stuff because the people that we like need to make things for us. Like for me, for my instant, or like, I love Edgar Wright. I've been waiting on his new movie, but like, I'm just like, fine, I'll make a short or something. Like, I'm like, I'm too bored at home that like I need to make a movie, you know, and it's fun, you know. I think I'm fortunate for having like not a horrible COVID experience, you know, where I could have just grown and like I use the time to just build myself up a bit or just watch a lot of TV. But like I'm thankful that things are starting to get back. You know, like it's finally happening, you know, after like months of being like, oh, things probably going to go back soon. Things are probably like today I went to my little brother's flag football game. That was crazy to me. Like there was like a bunch of little kids playing football and like it's back. Like what the like it's awesome. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with
Went on a little
vaccines.
tangent there, but sorry. Went on a little tangent, but whatever.
No,
All right, sorry.
no, it's all right. I definitely feel the same way. So,
I'm just hoping that it's not another spike or anything
oh yeah, that
in the
would
future. Yeah.
definitely suck.
Yeah.
But we will see. All right.
Time will tell.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. So, we're going to conclude this episode. Thank you, Bennett, for being here. Our first guest ever on this podcast. Make sure to check out his channel where he posts his films and his podcast, The Bennett Show, which is pretty good. I've seen a few of the episodes. It's great. The link to his channel will be in the description. And make sure to tune in for our next episode, which will actually, unfortunately, be the last episode of this school year. Because, of course, with finals and stuff, we're all going to be pretty busy. But we'll be right back on it next school year. It's going to be even better than ever. So we're going to be discussing the Snyder Cut, which I'm really hyped about. And there will be spoilers for that, so make sure you watch it before you check out the podcast episode. And we're going to have our second ever guest, Tristan Darden Lawrence. He's a friend of mine. And make sure to follow our Instagram at titan.cinema.talk for updates and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, and that's a wrap.